People love this myth of the Clinton surplus and the Bush deficit. They love this. And very few people take it head on. You want to talk the myth of the Clinton surplus, the Bush deficit, and the inheritance of Barack Obama? Bush walked into office after a president gutted the military. You want a budget surplus? You could just eliminate the military. You could just knock the military back into bolt action 1903 Springfields and campaign hats and horses. Bring back horses. We can go back to the military that we had prior to World War I and save lots of money. We could say, what do we need those airplanes for other than Air Force One? We could eliminate the Air Force tomorrow, right? We can have a standing Army and Navy, like the Constitution says. And if you think the Air Force is unconstitutional, it can always go back to the name Army Air Corps if you'd like. So we could go back to bolt action 1903 Springfields, model 1911 A1, John Moses Brown and Colt 45s, campaign hats, stirrups, horses. Hell, we could issue swords again. And not the Marine Corps, dress uniform swords. I mean, actual swords. And we can get rid of the MRAPs. We can get rid of the Strikers. We can get rid of the Humvees. We can get rid of the M4. We can get rid of the MP5. We can get rid of the Mark 23. We can get rid of the M1, the M14. We can get rid of the Springfield Soakum. We can get rid of the M243, anything made by FN, by the way. We can get rid of the M60. We can get rid of 50 cal. We can get rid of tanks. Get rid of all that stuff. Get rid of satellite defenses. Get rid of all of it. And you know what? We would have a massive, massive surplus. But you know what happened? We sort of did that. I lived in an Air Force town, Fort Walton Beach, Florida, home to Eglin, Duke, and Hurlburt. Clinton gutted the military. And then 9/11 happened. And we had to beef up the military so quickly, and it cost so much that it sent us into a deficit. You want to talk about the myth of this Clinton deficit, of this Clinton surplus and Bush deficit? There it is, baby. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Clinton gutted the military and left it, hung it out to dry. And then 9/11 happened. So you want another surplus? You want a big budget surplus? Go back to bolt action rifles. Bolt action rifles, model 1911s, campaign hats. Go look at an old recruiting poster prior to World War I. That's what our military will look like. We don't need Humvees. Oh no, we can have horses. And in Afghanistan we can have donkeys. Democrats love donkeys. We can have donkeys. We don't need Chinook helicopters. We don't need fighter jets. We don't need C-130s. Nah, what do we need a Spectre gunship for? What do we need A-10 tank killers for? What do we need artillery for? You can teach a soldier to fire rapidly with a bolt-action rifle. Boom, saves money. 1-866-95-PATRIOT. 1-866-95-PATRIOT. David, North Carolina, you're on the Wilkow Majority. Hello.
Hey, Andrew, thanks for taking my call. If you want to, do something, you should start with the truth. You talked about Clinton gutting the military. Well, that's not really true. Matter of fact,
David, it is 100% true, and you could talk to anyone who was in the Air Force during the late 90s when hold on a second, when they handed out $5 billion to encourage people to leave the United States Air Force. 130 domestic bases were closed by Bill Clinton. Please don't call this program and tell people that I'm... No, sir, don't call me a liar. Do not call me a liar, sir.
How are you going to know what I'm going to say when you don't let me talk?
Okay.
Can you just give me 15 seconds?
Well, no. So I'll give you a whole minute if you want. But you called up and said that I was lying. You called me a liar, as if the entire world doesn't know that Bill Clinton gutted the United States Army and gutted the United States Air Force.
Percentage of GDP went down slightly. But that started, Andrew, that started in 1988. And it went down from 1988 at 5.8% to 2000 at 3.0%. But during the Clinton era, it went down from 4.4% down to 3.0%.
Sir, tell me, call me a liar by telling me that the Army wasn't cut from 18 divisions to 12, the Air Force wasn't cut from 76 division to 50. Tell me that 130 bases weren't closed. Tell me that. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. I don't want to hear about GDP. Tell me tell me that 130 bases, sir, David, tell me. David, 130 bases were not closed under Bill Clinton.
What's that?
130 military installations were not closed by Bill Clinton.
But you don't understand. It doesn't mean he gutted the military. GDP was
really?
cut.
Do you know who Senator Jim Webb is, sir? Do you know Senator Jim Webb?
You don't know what you're talking
about. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. Sir, I have fact, I have numbers, I have history, I have the truth. Goodbye, sir. Thank you very much for the call. I'm glad to know that you're out there listening to the program. You can talk to anyone who's an airman in the United States Air Force. They were offering cash incentives. I remember living by the gates in Fort Walton Beach, watching all the U-Hauls of all the people that were getting out of the Air Force early. That's called gutting the military, sir. When you decrease the size of the force that defends us, you are gutting the military. And then when you get attacked on September the 11th, 2001, and you need all those people, it costs a lot of money to jumpstart a military, sir. You want to call me a liar? That's fine.